and so we have kids for 8 years now just dying and waiting for the day that they can be on So You Think You Can Dance. By the time they get to Hollywood and they take one step inside that studio now, they just start crying when they see the stage. It's unbelievable.
I believe it. Speaking of difficulty, which dancers have floored you?
Which dancers what?
Have floored you this year?
You know, it's hard to pick and choose. Of course, our winner was, without a doubt, from the second that we saw her, was astonishing and breathtaking. And we had a hard time talking to her on her very first audition. It was so magnificent. She never let us down throughout the entire season. Others were on a different path and had to grow a little bit. So Melanie was the first front runner that from the very first audition all the way through that ever won So You Think You Can Dance. Usually the front runner comes in second, third, fourth.
Great, great. So who would you say overall, with all 9 seasons, is the best dancer?
Oh, that's too hard. Who made up these questions? That's impossible. That's impossible. There's so many. There's great people from every single season. You know, it's just even from season 1, Blake McGrath, who didn't even win the show, went on to be judge and choreographer in the Canadian version, and has also just released an album that went platinum. And so I mean, there's so much talent over the 8 years, but I would love to see, you know, a flashback of all the best dancers from all the seasons. I'm sure that's just a show and a special all in itself.
Excellent. And based on more than just technical ability, overall, who would you say is your favorite?
Oh, my favorite dancer? No, I can't do that. She keeps trying to get me, but I can't. It's not just one, you know, because you have to look at this last season, and you look at Melanie, and I'd have to say overall she was my favorite, but there's so many dancers that were amazing. Danny Tidwell, Twitch, Dale Haskell, Blake, Nick Lazzarini, Joshua. There's just so many, and they're so different. And that's what makes the show so unique. I mean, even from Benji, who was a West Coast swing dancer, it was amazing that he won the whole thing. Russell Crumper never did another style in his whole life, and he went on to beat Jacob, who was probably our best technical dancer over all the seasons. So anything can really happen.
Excellent. So what advice would you give young dancers that want to go into this business?
Well, definitely I would say absolutely be extraordinary in one style and take a working knowledge of all the different styles if you're going to be marketable, because now there's too many dancers because of So You Think You Can Dance that know all the different dance genres that are marketable, that any dance genre comes up they can put in for, any movie they can put in for, any television show that has dancing on it they can put in for. So most of, you know, before So You Think You Can Dance, for the most part people were ballet, jazz, ballroom world separate, hip-hop world separate, crump world separate. Now dance studios are including all the different styles, like this studio, Dance Arts. They're including all the styles in their studio. You didn't used to see that 8 years ago.
Excellent, excellent. Well, you definitely sound enthused about So You Think You Can Dance. Can you give us some of that trademark enthusiasm? Maybe like a scream or something?
Well, if you dance for me, sister, I'll scream for you. Come on now. Now she's getting shy all of a sudden now. I'll give you a little baby. Woo! But when you really dance for me, that's when you really